Oh, hey, hi. It's so nice to meet you. Please sit. Oh, no, I haven't been waiting long at all. I'm Vixie. It's nice to meet you. Finally, I know. We've been chatting online for a while. It's so nice to finally be able to have the time to do this. Oh, no, haven't been waiting long. I am one of those people that likes to show up incredibly early just in case that on the off chance that you show up before I do, you know what I mean? I don't want to be the last one here. I like to be the first one here. You're totally on time. Like 100% you're on time. It's me. I just am paranoid. If I'm on time, I'm late. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm rambling. Just so nervous. If I can be honest, it's kind of been a while for me since I've gone on a date before. Yeah, I was in a pretty long relationship. And about a year and a half ago, it ended. I haven't dated anybody since. I've been so focused on my work and finishing school, and yeah, I guess that's really it. It feels nice to be able to get out and actually enjoy the time, you know what I mean? Well, I did mention that I go to school. I went to school, should I say. I went to school for film. I like to act. I like to be both in front and behind the camera. It was a lot of fun. I chose the correct school. The student to teacher ratio was incredible. It was practically 10 to 1, almost every single class, except for the bigger lectures. But it was great. Through that, I discovered that I really love acting. You know, I love to be on stage. I love to be in front of the camera. I love acting in any way. It's fun. I do a lot of community theater. I just love the closeness that you get. You really feel like you're part of a family in a community theater. And I love it. You know, they know me and I know them. And the shows are great and they're a lot of fun. Well, that's me during the day. Right now, I currently work overnights at a television station. I really need the money, and overnights were the only position that they were hiring, so decided why not. Yeah, it's okay. It really does stink, though, because, you know, my work does start at 9:45 p.m. and ends at 6:15 a.m. Doesn't exactly give me much of a social life, because I'm asleep when most people are awake. But the money's great. You know, I'm able to make enough money to stay afloat, so I'm not too upset about it, but I am a little lonely. Well, in my spare time, I really enjoy playing video games like Fable or Portal. I love challenges and puzzle games as well as story-based games where, like, your actions influence the story or what you do influences the story. I think they're fun, you know. You never know what you're gonna get. Plus, it moves the story in a very interesting direction. I could probably binge play those games for hours. I'm not exactly good at the first-person shooters. I tend to be a spray and prayer, you know what I mean? I'm a tank. I bum rush in and keep everybody safe while just suppressing fire just everywhere. Again, I'm not the best with first-person shooters. I'm better with the fun story-based games where you're not worrying about relying on quick actions. I also like to draw, and I love to dance. I've always found that art just kind of comes naturally to me, and I love it. You know, I've been doing both for years. I've been dancing for years, and I've actually been trying to do more aerial kind of dances, so like silks and lyra and pole and yeah, pole. I have done a couple of pole dancing classes. It's a lot of fun. It really is. I know that there's, you know, that whole stigma about pole dancers and stuff like that, but seriously, like, You should see some of the videos people post on Instagram. It's awesome. It's not just a stripper thing anymore. It's a Cirque du Soleil kind of thing. You know what I mean? Makes you strong. And it really builds you up body confidence wise. Again, that's just something that I've been doing for fun because I've been dancing for years. I wanted to try something different. Yeah, it's definitely terrifying, but it's very rewarding. Like, you can see the growth, you can see the development happening, and it feels good, you know? It doesn't feel good, but it feels good. My family is, well, anything but normal. We are a mixed race family, and it's complete and utter chaos. Not in a bad way, it's just in a family way. The holidays are the best, though, because regardless of what holiday it is, you will always, and I mean always, leave that party with more food than you initially brought. Every time, guaranteed. It's insane. My mother bakes like 12 dozen tamales for me and my brother, and she just gives them to us like, here you go, and it's the best. I just live for like 2 weeks on all these tamales, and yeah, I go through them fast because they're so good. And the home cooked meal is the best kind of meal, you know what I mean? I'm never gonna complain about free food. Oh yeah, I love all kinds of food. Love dessert. Can't get enough of it. Mainly because I love to bake. I've always found that I'm a pretty amazing baker. Like, I get the proportions right, and I also get the bake time right almost every single time. Almost. Of course, it's a trial and error. You know, it's funny. I'm actually not the biggest fan of breakfast foods. I don't know, like, I will eat eggs if they're available, but honestly, if given the option, I won't eat them, or I just will choose to not eat something that's breakfast related, just because I don't like a lot of the flavors, and I also don't like a lot of the textures that breakfast brings. Like eggs, I really don't like the texture of eggs. It just feels weird. I'll eat like an apple or an orange, or, you know, I'll have juice for breakfast. Just something different. That's also, you know, a little bit more breakfast style food. Ooh, that's a really good question. Okay, if I could do one thing for the rest of my life, I think it would be acting on a theater stage. I've always loved to perform ever since I could remember, and I really would consider it a dream job to be able to just do that every single night. It would be amazing. It'd be hard, but it would be amazing. Yeah, it doesn't matter the genre. I love anything from musicals to thrillers. They're all fun. Again, it's all about the camaraderie. I would love it more if I didn't know how competitive the theater circuit was, and how cutthroat it can be even when you're on the stage. Because everybody's competing for that title, you know what I mean? But that's why I love community theater. There's not really much competition, and everybody knows everybody and all the talents that they bring to the table, so we utilize those talents to the best of our abilities, regardless of whether you've had an extensive resume or this is the first show you've ever done. They'll welcome you. Ooh, books. I love Stephen King novels. Honestly, anything Stephen King I will read. I will give it a shot. There are some things, of course, I don't like of his, but there's a lot of things that I do like. And honestly, you gotta give it up for the guy, you know, pumping out, like, I think his average is a book a month or something like that, and that's insane. Because, you know, there are a couple of misses, but there are a lot of really good ones in there, like, you know, tucked into the weeds. So I think the ratio pretty much evens itself out, considering what he's doing. He's making it work, you know what I mean? He's made it work. He's figured it out, so who am I to question it? Some are great, you know. I really loved it, of course. Can't go wrong with a classic. I love Needful Things. Can't go wrong with that either. I'm currently reading the Mr. Mercedes series, which is pretty gruesome. It's a little bit more psychologically messed up than it is, like, you know, hiding in the shadows, there's a demon or something like that. So I like where it's going so far. It's gross, but it really does draw you in. You're like, oh, okay, where are you gonna go with this? Is this guy gonna get caught? Is he gonna get his butt caught? And actually, it's really interesting because right now there's a series, I think, on Hulu. I think it's on Hulu. I don't remember, honestly. And I want to watch it, but I also want to read the story because I want to read the book first before I watch the show. I want to get a little bit more context. Yeah, I'm a pretty straightforward person, simple needs. I'm dealing with a lot of things at work, of course. Like I said, it doesn't really leave me open for much of a social life. So dates like this are really few and far in between. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's why I asked to meet this, at around like 11 as opposed to later in the evening because I have to go to sleep pretty much right after this for work. And I know that it's weird to pretty much have dates during the day or during the morning, especially first dates in the mornings. My bosses keep promising me that I'm going to be able to be moved up to a day shift soon, but they've been promising that to me for about 8 months. And I just want to be honest with you in saying that, like, if there is to be second, third, fourth, however many dates that there may be additionally to this one, they most likely would be earlier in the morning and also would most likely be like once a week or something like that. Yeah, I really don't get a lot of time to do much of anything, and as much fun as this is and how I would love to continue, I really want to be upfront and honest with you about what my situation is, so that way you don't feel like you're wasting your time. If you're on board, then let's do it. We'll schedule something else for next week. If I've already scared you off, then by all means, it was nice meeting you. You're in. All right. Yeah, if you're willing to make it work, I'm willing to put the work in. Of course. You seem nice. Okay, yeah, sounds good. We'll be able to schedule something for next week. All right.